Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm working on the 65 Mustang. I worked on the 65 American flag Mustang a while back. A buddy of mine who owns a mechanic shop, he gave me a call and asked me if I could come down and finish this thing, because when he got it at his shop it was just a painted shell. So I'd go down there and work on this thing in between working on the 50 Merc. So what I'll do is I'll pop the hood, show you guys the engine, and then we'll go on in the interior. So it's a 302, I think it's bored 30 over, it's got Edelbrock heads, intake, Summit carburetor, MSD ignition, it's got the CVF serpentine system, which is a really nice system, one wire alternator, it's got the strut tower bar and the other support bar. What else does this thing have? All the chrome right here. There is a piece for right up front and it didn't show up with the car, so I have to go pick that up from the shop, plus tons of other parts that have to be finished up on the car. So yeah, painless wiring harness in the car. So I do have to fix a water pump leak, or not a water pump leak, but a thermostat leak on the car, and also the lower radiator hose is leaking. I just don't think they tightened it up, or they just didn't get it sealed right. So I gotta fix that. There's a few other issues. Under the hood, she's not running right. She stalled out on the customer, he couldn't get it to start. So I just got to check everything, go over everything, make sure the timing's right on the car. There's just a lot of stuff I got to check off my list of repairs, and just to check and make sure that everything is functioning properly. So the pony light on the car actually illuminates. So there it is, a white light behind the pony emblem. And this car did not come factory with fog lights, so that's all aftermarket. I think they're all Scott Drake parts. I'm pretty sure, if I can remember from working on the car almost 2 years ago. So everything in the front was new. Like I said, new bumpers and all that stuff. It's all Scott Drake. Same with a lot of stuff under the hood. I think there's a bunch of parts from them. And he is getting some new pony wheels. I don't know if he's staying with these ones or going with some other ones. But yeah, he's getting some new wheels ordered. Also has these for the turn signals. So they do the arrow. Yeah, this car originally did not have reverse lights, so I added those. So I had to drill the back pan, add the reverse lights, and then we also added these bumper, I think they're the guards, I can't really remember what they're called. And then same within the front. They didn't have the front ones either on this car originally, so I had to add these pieces on. It does have shaved door handles, Lamborghini doors, which is kind of a pain in the butt because they don't really work that great. They don't really stay up. They slowly start to drop. The owner said he might change them back to original hinges, so I hope so on that. Has electric power windows in there, a bunch of wiring, and so they're pretty heavy. And then also everything has been rebuilt or is new. A lot of Scott Drake parts. The dash is the original dash, but it does have, or the gauge cluster is the original one, but it does have a new bezel, and the background is white with blue lights. So I rebuilt all that, and then also painted the needles again because they were all faded. And all this stuff works on the car. So the fuel gauge works, everything works, the turn signal, the high-low beam switch works. It's also got fog lights. That wasn't on the car either, so I had to drill a hole in the dash and add the fog light switch. So there's that. Also, it has pretty much like a retro sound stereo in it, so it looks like an original one. And then it is all Bluetooth. It has what else does it have? It's Bluetooth. It's got a system in the car, so it's got just 2 small 8s in the back, I think is what they are. This car was factory air conditioning, and that is the original unit. It went and got rebuilt. So yeah, I gotta finish the wiring up. It's right here, and they freaking hooked the AC lines up, and I think it's in between it. So hopefully they didn't charge it, because I'll have to drain all the coolant, or not the coolant, all the AC fluid out of it. And so hopefully they did not, which it looks like it. No, they didn't. So it's over the top of the AC lines, which kind of sucks because this wiring needs to be tucked up underneath the AC unit itself. That way it hides underneath the center console, and that way the box for the solenoids for the door poppers are covered, and the switch for the door panels, for the windows, the regulator switch is where it's supposed to be again, and it is hidden underneath the AC unit. But they screwed up and did not do that. So I will have to redo everything they did. But hey, that happens. Some people just don't know and don't really care. So I gotta fix all that stuff. So let's get to it. right, so I got the AC unit back into place, got the wires ran underneath like it was. Now I just got to go into the trunk and grab the center console and make sure that fits, and make sure I don't have to trim nothing or anything like that. But luckily the AC unit wasn't charged and I did not have to disconnect any line, so I got lucky on that. But when they put the AC unit in, they didn't put this inner filler piece to hide the gap, so luckily that got to fit in there. I just got to bolt it up again, but I just want to make sure that I have enough slack in all my wiring harness for the window regulators and the control box for the door ceiling lids. So I'm going to grab the keys and we'll go out there and grab this center console. Okay, here's the center console. Inside the panel, little tray for the armrest. It's got the controller knob, the stereo, which is right up underneath there. And also here is spare tire cover. But check this thing. Make sure it fits. And from what I can see so far, it doesn't seem like it's going to fit very good. But let's take it out of gear, slide this thing over it, put it all the way into drive, or into first I should say, not drive. Let's check it. It doesn't seem like it wants to fit very good, so I'm gonna have to shove that AC unit back. So let me get you guys set up again. We'll do a time lapse. Me just adjusting this thing, make sure I can get it in there without having to trim anything, because I shouldn't have to, just because it's all stitched right up in here and it's shaped the way it's supposed to be. So it could just be the AC unit itself. It's too far forward. It just needs to be shoved back. So, like I said, I'll set you guys up as a time lapse, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so I got the center console in. It does fit and have to trim nothing, luckily. But the selector light, as you can see, I'd say it's blown. So throw a new one of those in there and make sure that guy works. Hook that up, and then I got to remember what these 3 wires that are down here, I'll show you in a minute, is green, red, and black wire go to. I'll have to look in the wiring harness pamphlet and check, see which ones those ones are, and then I'll get that figured out what that is and wire it up. I'm not sure. I don't think it's for the AC unit, but it could be. I don't remember. It's like I said, the whole car was blown. It was taken apart. It was just a shell when I started it. So I'll get all that figured out, and then I'll get this guy fixed for the selector light, and get this console all screwed down back to where it was, and that'll be done for that part of the interior of the car, and then finish it. Alright, so I got all this wired in right here. You can see it. And I just got to tuck, just kind of zip tie it together, or actually take some electrical tape, tape it up, and then just zip tie it underneath the dash. But yeah, everything works. Key on the on position. Now I just have to charge the system on the car and check and make sure everything comes on. The electric fan and the clutch comes on when you turn on the thermostat, which is our temperature thermostat, which is over here. So hopefully all that will work. There will be more videos on the 65 Mustang in a couple of days. But thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, the notification bell. Until next time, later.